Chapter 4. The Flower. On the 5th day, the little prince said, "Sheep eat small trees, I know. Do they eat flowers too?" My work on my plane was very difficult, and I did not want to talk. I had to work on it quickly because I had a big problem. I did not have much water, and I was always thirsty. I needed more water. I answered quickly, "Sheep eat lots of different things." "But do they eat flowers?" he asked. "Yes, no, I don't know," I shouted. "It's not important." "What do you mean, not important?" he said. "Of course it's important." His face was white, and he looked very worried. "I have a beautiful flower on my planet. She's my special flower, and I look after her," he said. "I don't want your sheep to eat my flower." Then the little prince started to cry, and I became worried. It was dark now. I forgot about my plane, and I was not thirsty. I wanted to cry too. I held him in my arms, and I said to him, "I can help you. I can draw a muzzle for the sheep. It will cover the sheep's mouth. Then the sheep cannot eat your flower." "Thank you," said the little prince. He was better now, and I started to work on my plane again. He talked, and I learned a lot about his flower. There were other flowers on his planet, but this flower was special. "She's beautiful, and I love her," he said. "Look after me," she said to me, and I looked after her every day. The little prince looked after her, and he looked after the planet too. He gave the flower water, and he covered her with glass every night. But she did not often say, "Thank you." The little prince became angry with the flower because she was never happy. And she was often angry with him. Then the little prince told me very sadly, "One day, my flower said to me, 'Don't look after me. I don't need you.'" This made me sad. I stopped my work on the plane again and looked at the little prince. "I left my planet because my flower didn't need me," he said. "On my last day there, I cleaned my volcanoes and I gave water to her. She said to me, 'Don't cover me. I don't need a cover.' I was surprised, but I didn't cover her. Then she said, 'I love you, you know, but I don't need you. Go away now.' I was very sad, and she was very sad. 'Goodbye,' I said to her, but she did not speak to me again. Then he said, 'I know something now. Her words were angry, but they weren't important. She made me happy because she was beautiful, and that was important.' I was too young to understand. Chapter 5. 4 Planets. I sat next to the little prince, and he told me the story of his journey. Here it is. Some birds helped him to fly away from his planet. They carried him across the sky. He visited 4 very small planets, and he met some very strange grown-ups. There was a king on the first planet, but he was alone. There were no other people. The king said to him, "You can do lots of things for me." The little prince asked, "Why?" And the king said, "Because I am a king." and the little prince said, "No, thank you." On the second planet, there was a man. He had a big book, and he wrote lots of numbers in it. "What are you doing?" the little prince asked him. "I'm writing down the number of stars in the sky." "They're my stars," the man said. "Why are they your stars?" the little prince asked. "Because I write down the number of stars on my paper," he said. The little prince thought, "This man has numbers in his book. He doesn't have stars. I have volcanoes and my flower on my planet." A lamplighter lived on the next planet. He had one lamp. His planet was very small, and the days and nights went very quickly. He had to light the lamp and put it out every minute because the planet was very small. This was very strange, but he was a good man, and the little prince liked him. The man on the fourth planet was a writer. "I know about all the planets," he said. "I write books about them." "I have 3 volcanoes and a flower on my planet," the little prince said. "Flowers die," the writer said. "Flowers aren't interesting, but my books are interesting." The little prince became very sad. "Why did I leave my planet?" he thought. But he said to the writer, "Where can I go next on my journey?" "Earth is an interesting planet," said the writer. "Go there." Chapter 6. The Snake. The little prince told me the next part of his story. He traveled to Earth, the 5th planet on his journey. He looked around him and he said, "Earth is a very big planet, but there are no people on Earth." Then he looked down and saw a beautiful yellow snake on the sand. "Good evening," he said to it, because he wanted to say something. "Good evening," the snake said to him. "Why are there no people on this big planet?" he asked it. The snake said, "You're in a desert in Africa. There are no people here. But Earth is very big, and you will find many people in other places." The little prince sat down and he looked up at the sky. "Look, that's my planet," he said. "It's beautiful," said the snake. "Why aren't you on your planet? Why are you here?" "I'm here because I have a special flower on my planet," he said. "I left there because she doesn't need me." "I understand," said the snake. "Where can I find the people?" asked the little prince. "I'm lonely in the desert." "You can be lonely with people too," the snake answered. The little prince looked at the snake for a long time. Then he said, "You look strange. You're very long and thin, and you don't have any feet." "Maybe I am long and thin," said the snake, "but I am strong. I can send you away from here." The little prince did not say anything. "You're sad, but I can help you," said the snake. "How can you help me?" asked the little prince. The snake moved its body quickly around the little prince's leg, and it opened its mouth. "I can send you back to your planet one day. I can bite you, and you will go home." And then they were quiet. They did not say anything more.